What's going on YouTube? Hope you all having a great day. Today's video is sponsored by, I'm just kidding. No. We're going to talk about Spot. See Spot run, see Spot jump, run Spot run. No, we're not talking about Spot the dog. We're talking about Spot autofocus. At least on Pentax cameras, Spot autofocus is not exactly accurate. So you've got the little tiny autofocus thing there, but the actual area of where it focuses is actually wider than what you see in the viewfinder. So if you are experiencing issues in regards to accurate focus, it could be that what you think is the spot area actually is not. And I'm going to demonstrate this between spot focus and the new extra small focus on the K-3 Mark III. Now, I've been thinking, and in regards to those of us who have the K-3 Mark III, if you are actually doing focus fine adjustment, my suggestion would be to use the extra small autofocus point, because it is a smaller region that will laser point and focus on exactly what you're pointing at. So let's just get into the experiment and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here is my incredibly terrible chart that I drew up. So basically at the top is your spot focus, and what you see I have in red, and the approximate actual size of the autofocus point I have in green. So as you can see, the autofocus point is larger than what you would actually see inside the viewfinder. And on the bottom I have the Select XS, or Select Extra Small, which is on the Pentax K-3 Mark III, and it is exactly what you see. So the autofocus point inside the viewfinder, when you're using the XS, or sorry, Select XS, that autofocus point is exactly the size that you actually see inside the viewfinder. There's no surprises, no hidden tricks or anything. And just to show the point, here I am testing this. So this is in spot autofocus. And as you can see in the viewfinder, I have the autofocus point just above the couch. And it's still focusing on the couch, as you can see here. I'm using AFS, which is why you're getting the red and the beeping on the K-3 Mark III. And I raised it up a little bit here, and it's still focusing on the couch. Now let's look at Select XS. And inside the viewfinder, you'll see I have it again hovering just slightly above the couch, and it is not focusing. It is that precise. So if you are going to be doing any fine focus adjustments or anything like that, I highly do suggest you use the extra small focus point. It is way more accurate than just using spot. So to explain a little bit further, let's actually take a look at the autofocus array inside the viewfinder of the Pentax K-3 Mark III, according to Pentax's actual documentation. So here we have the autofocus array itself within the viewfinder, so this area here. Now, all these dots are the individual autofocus points. The green ones are selectable, so these are the ones you can select. Cross-shaped sensor are the red ones, and the longitudinal lining here in blue, those are the f2.8, quote-unquote low light sensors for the autofocus. Now, this circular reticle in the center is select, right? That's the select autofocus. It groups these focus points together, and as you move this around, it will continuously group these different points together. Now, spot pretty much covers this general area. It's a bit difficult to explain with this because I'm not sure how it doesn't take up the same amount of space as select. However, it does cover a wider area than using select extra small, right? So select extra small is literally the individual autofocus point by itself, right? Which in hindsight, I'm wondering, they might as well get rid of spot autofocus and just have extra small as the spot autofocus. But the reason I wanted to demonstrate this and illustrate this is the fact that what we consider spot autofocus isn't really what we think of in regards to spot autofocus. Because it's only using a singular autofocus point, yes, I guess you can consider it as spot autofocus, but it's not a very small autofocus area. So at the end of the day, if you are using a Pentax K-3 Mark III and you do find that some of your images may not be as in focus on the subject, say if it's a very small subject, and you're using spot and it's capturing something else, it may not be that you need to do autofocus fine adjustment. It could just be that it's picking up another object or subject within your frame close to where you think spot autofocus would be, but it's actually a bit larger than what you visually think. So change that to select extra small and try again. And then at that point, it should fare better because it is a narrower autofocus point. I believe it, actually, I was going to throw a number out, but I really don't recall if it was 25% smaller, somewhere around there. Anyway, it is a smaller autofocus point at the end of the day. So me personally, I don't use spot autofocus anymore. I just do extra small, and if I'm using AFC, then I just use select expanded, medium, large. I don't really use the small expanded. If I want to use subject recognition, then I have it in zone, but that would be a totally different video. But as of this, I just wanted to show that spot autofocus is not that spot on all the time. And that is going to conclude this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up. If you did not, thumb down. I'm just trying to provide information. That's all I do. So people who thumbs down when I'm providing information, I don't know why they're thumbing it down. But anyway, it's 2025, so bring it. Other than that, if you want to support the channel, that info is at the bottom of the description. You have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if there's any topics you'd like me to, mention or illustrate or even just talk about, let me know, and I will see what I can accommodate. And that's going to be it. I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.